Hello everyone, welcome back to LibidoTube. Today we'll talk about how to have more enjoyable sex during your period for both men and women, of course. So what are the pros of having sex during your period? Number one, there's more lubricant, so it's more enjoyable, especially for women because that time of the month we tend to be a bit more excited. We do get more excited about having sex. Number two, it can decrease cramps and headaches, and it just puts you in a better mood. If you have a partner you can have sex with when you're on your period, try it because it does change your mood for the better. It does help get more intimate with your partner, so it helps you get closer in a much more intimate, deep level. I'll tell you why. If you are a woman and you are and your body is cleansing, and like you're going through the change that your body is experiencing, you give your partner the opportunity to be a part of that, which is a beautiful sacred moment in your cycle. And if you give your partner that chance, they will be somehow, they will get to know you deeper somehow. I have spoken to a few people about it, and especially men, they do thank when their girlfriend has given them the chance to be a part of that moment, that time of the month, because it does bring you closer. Now, yeah, I got my jacket because it is freezing. It's December in London, so it is really cold, and this dress is really not. Anyway, so another reason why it's so much fun is because the bloodier the better. I know it is fun for some people to see like the blood and the whole thing. I know it can be a bit of a kink for some people, I have to say. And if that's like if that's what you really enjoy, then you should let your partner know, because it can be so much fun, especially if you're a heavy bleeder. But that's for another episode. Let's go with the downsides, the cons of having sex during your period. A lot of women have told me that they feel self-conscious about being bloated, or the smell of the blood, or they just don't feel at their best, and that's okay. But I have to say, if you talk to your partner about it and you let them know, look, I want to have sex, but I feel self-conscious and I don't really know if this is something you would enjoy, always communicate, because your partner will be like, don't worry, I got you, like, we can try a different different position. Blah, blah. Don't worry, I got you, we can try a different position. A lot of cultures consider that that time of the month should be for being apart, sleeping apart, and leaving time for the woman's body to cleanse properly, and then when the woman's ovulating again, they go again at it, which is completely respectable, understandable. We all have our beliefs and our routines, and if that what makes you feel comfortable and that's what makes you feel good about yourself, then that is great. But I have to say, putting beliefs apart and religions apart, it is interesting to be open about these things, because, or at least to try them out, because you might not know this is something you really enjoy, and you might not know this is something that's really good for your health, and it can help as well. Downside is that a lot of people, I don't want to say just men, because there's women as well that have that. I don't want to say just men, because there are women that have the same issue, is that they get grossed out by the blood, and they don't particularly enjoy it, because they don't like to see the blood, they just don't feel like that's something they should have a, you know, that's not something they should get turned on about, and that's okay as well. If you don't enjoy that, then again, just cuddle in bed, or you know, you can do many other things. Another downside, and a lot of men have told me that this is something they don't particularly enjoy, is that oral is out of the picture. And you know, a lot of people enjoy that, and that's, yeah, it is out of the picture for a few days, but then it comes back, and it can only get better from there. I'm gonna give you some tips to have more enjoyable, pleasurable sex during your period. Number one, this is very basic, but it can happen. It happens to the best of us. Take your tampon off. You don't want anything blocking the traffic in that area. Number two, use a condom. If this is a partner you don't want to, you know, give that much intimacy to, and you don't want your blood all over their genitalia, then use a condom. Also, because you can still get pregnant during your period. There's a lot of women that have irregular periods, or they have spotting during their ovulation. So it's not like, you know, you can just have fun and not worry about getting pregnant, because you can get pregnant. Okay, so be careful, because this is actually a downside from having sex during your period. A lot of people believe, oh, you know, like you can't get pregnant, this is great, but actually you can. The thing a lot of people worry about is blood stains, right? They're really hard to get off the blanket and the beautiful silk sheets or wherever you're using. So the floor is a really safe surface. You can't get any lower than that. So use the floor, and then you can mop afterwards. Get an old blanket, you know, your dog's blanket, wherever, and then put it underneath. But if you're like going wild and moving loads, you might get still blood somewhere. So that's why the shower is your really good friend. I mean, if you're in the shower, you're just washing it off and it just goes off. And also, for people who are self-conscious about smell, the shower is a great place. No smell, you keep washing it off, and then it's a beautiful experience. If you don't want to see the blood, you can just like put the water right after, and you have to see anything. Nothing's happened. It's like American Psycho's flat with like plenty of paper everywhere, plenty of plastic everywhere. You can also do that. You can just put plastic everywhere, and you know, put like one of those, what do you call them, like one of those things that you put like a raincoat, like a plastic raincoat. And well, I'm just getting off like the subject right now. Or you know, like the swimming pool, or the swimming pool, it might not be so actually the swimming pool, I don't think it's quite hygienic to use a swimming pool, but just, yeah, not the pool. Or I was gonna say the sea, the ocean, but that's really not hygienic as well. We don't want to be swimming in everyone's blood. Last thing I want to mention, having sex with your sexual partner at the time during your period, it's a sacred thing. You're giving your body in a special moment. And I think, as much as, you know, we take it for granted that this is not special, it is special. So be careful, or be wary, I'd say, be wary who you give it to, because it does help either go deeper into how intimate you will be with this person, or understand this person's body better. A lot of men have wrote to me saying that they really appreciate and they're really grateful for their partners, being able to give them this space of trust. And I do believe it's all about trust, how much you trust your partner, how much you want to give yourself away. And it can be really beautiful if done properly. I'm gonna leave you guys and use the floor, honestly. Another thing I forgot to say, you can also stand, because if you stand, the blood just goes right down and it, you know, it doesn't stay in the walls or anywhere. American Psycho again. No, honestly, you can just stand and then mop afterwards. Remember to clean, because you do want to have sex in a beautiful, clean environment, right? This is all from me now. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next Friday. Thank you so much. Ciao.